Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, and my friends, we're talking the Street Fighter 6 upcoming balance patch yet again. Now, you may recall, Akuma, and I guess Season 2, if you want to call it that, will launch May the 22nd, and with Akuma comes the big balance patch. And we've had a few small hints, and we've covered that in another video. There's a live event going on in Japan, the Real Life Battle Hub, where people get to play a very short amount of time, only 10 minutes at a time, but they've managed to suss out some of the balance changes. We've covered a few, so let's cover a few more now that a few days have passed and more info is out there. So this is all especially thanks to HiFight, translating and just keeping tabs on everything. Super helpful. You should definitely follow HiFight on Twitter if you haven't already. Super helpful member of the community. But let's start with some changes here, including some characters, that didn't really rattle some cages at the start here, like Lily and Juri. So for Lily, first up on our changes here, as reported by Hibiki himself, is that level 1 super is faster and can combo in the corner after a wind-clad heavy spire. So while this is cool indeed, because, naturally this doesn't combo, this has pretty profound repercussions besides just the fact that you get a new combo route. Lily has one of the slower level 1 supers, 13 frame startup, right? So this is part of the reason why her defense is kind of great. She doesn't have, the stock invincible move like a lot of other characters have. And her level 1 invincible defense, which a lot of characters with bad reversals have to rely on, is, well, too slow for what it is. There's a reason for it, is because her level 1 is actually just about the most damaging level 1 in the game, which is why you use it in combos, because her level 1 hurts a lot more than everyone else's, right? So being able to do stuff like this and make it a combo is going to be really cool, right? Just even more damaging routes, that's great. But defensively, even if it's a single frame faster, that means she might be able to nab people defensively she might not have otherwise have gotten. So that's just big buffs all around, for defense and for offense. Other change here that's noted is that Condor Wind, the EX version, is faster startup than it currently is. And it now naturally combos. You don't need a drive rush. You don't need a counter hit or whatever. Naturally combos from standing medium kick and crouching medium kick. There's a decent amount of options that let her go and do stand medium kick for combos and all that kind of stuff. And giving crouch medium kick anything at all to work with is better than the nothing it currently does, because it's almost a dead move, as we've talked about in the proposed Lily patch changes video I made a while back. So just good stuff. So say you hit here and this becomes a natural combo. Say you don't have the stock, then all of a sudden you would have the stock, and since it's an EX, it is cancelable into supers level 2 and 3. So then say you do it and you can go right into your level 2. Level 2 also uses your stocks, right? It gets more damage and it's just a better move if you have a stock. So once again, just kind of ramping up the damage potential for the character. Even though Lily has the potential to do big damage in certain places, like the big throw or certain corner combos, like her overall combo damage is actually kind of low. So just giving her more opportunities to get her stuff in works out. Lily definitely can use some buffs, right? And this is just a very small window to what we're getting. And hopefully it's more like this. So for Juri, very fun and interesting change here. Back heavy kick. So back heavy kick does serve as an anti-air. Like, it hits high enough, right? So why not? And depending on when you hit it, you can actually get a follow-up. But now they're going to make that easier, because once again, depending on where you hit it, you get the follow-up. If they're a little too low, you're not going to get anything, right? But now apparently it's going to ground bounce on the second hit, which means things like pinwheel follow-up is always going to connect no matter what. Also, as it's written, you can do a drive rush cancel after the fact, because you can right now, but like, what exactly are you going to get, right? You're not going to get anything. So now you can get a combo. However, as it's written here, you will not be able to get a Fuha cancel to hit. Like, you can still do it and get the stock going on, I guess, but it won't be able to hit. Still, very interesting, very nice, good quality of life change for Juri. Another positive quality of life change for Juri that's been noted on site at the build is that her dive kick here, the one with the follow-up, the actual follow-up now has a much expanded hitbox. Because one of the issues with the move is you can hit the initial dive kick fine, sure, but then depending on the move, depending on the hitbox, how you hit, on the angle, all that kind of stuff, the follow-up could completely whiff. It mentions here it'll even work on Dalsum's stand medium punch. Because as it stands, this is a great example of a move where it'll totally whiff, right? You will get that initial hit because his hitbox is so far out, but past that, it's whiff city. So now, I guess it's always going to hit, which means the hitbox follow-up has got to be near like the full screen almost. So very good quality of life change for Juri for sure. We do have some Marisa changes. Marisa changes seem more like changes for the sake of changes, honestly. But still, let's go over what it is. So her forward heavy kick target combo. This guy, no, you don't see it that much, right? They give it a little bit more of a use in that it can now directly cancel into her level 2 super. So potentially more combo routes will be available, right? Maybe you'll find some reasons you want to use this. Once again, in light of the fact we do not know all the changes, some of these changes would seem kind of on their own. If we find out the other changes once the official patch notes come out, then that could be like all the difference in the world, right? Another change is charge stand heavy punch. This guy here, usually you see this for like big punishes, all that kind of stuff. It is now +7 on hit instead of +6 on hit, which means it'll naturally combo without the need of a counter hit or punch counter or whatever into your medium punches. And, you know, Marisa medium punch, kind of a big deal, kind of a big building block of the character. So interesting. You're rarely going to hit this move raw without it being a counter hit or a punish counter or something. But I suppose it's not unheard of. And if you do, well then, the damage potential is going to go up big time on it. Also mentioned here, just quickly here, back throw nerf. This is apparently universal. Everyone's back throw leaves them much further out than it used to compared to how it was before. This is to kind of curtail the old parry, perfect parry in the corner, back throw, then, you know, get throw looped or whatever, mixed up game over, right? So that's a universal change as far as I know. And honestly, I'm for it. I'm for it. So yeah, that's just a quick look at Marisa. So Kimberly, here's some fun and interesting changes. Kimberly, I don't think anyone's going to argue Kimberly's good, but she was never as bad as like the really wretched characters, so she kind of never really got much in the way of representation. But now here's some fun buffs here. So one, her EX spin kick. So this can now go directly into her level 2 air super, because, you know, it does leave you airborne, right? So now if it goes directly into the level 2 air super, right, at bare minimum, like it just gives you more options to work with, more combo ability, more routes, right? So that's nice. Also, speaking of nice quality of life here, her spray cans, a very limited resource, right? And if you have a spray can, you do her level 1 super, you can burn it to do more damage, right? In fact, you have to burn it to do more damage. And now you do not have to burn it if you do not want to. That is an option that will be presented to you. So say you're in a situation where you're going to have the round kill anyways. So if you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it. You can save it for the next round. That's actually really nice. Like, it's not like a cosmic shift or nothing, but it's good quality of life. Now here's a fun one, just because honestly, I thought it worked this way already. I'm not a Kimberly player. I'm not going to lie to you, right? But her heavy punch version, the quarter circle forward heavy punch, right? The launcher that you can jump cancel. So this can now go directly into her EX air grab. So basically, anytime you can land this, you'll get more sting, because like when you land the traditional combo after EX pile driver here, you know, it's all going to be one true combo, right? No setup, don't need the bomb for it or whatever, right? So that'll be pretty cool, right? More options, more damage. Also, and I do like High Fight here says maybe, right? Because I've been seeing a lot of talk over her tattoos being better against air attacks. Some people are saying that EX is, you know, frame 1 invincible like it used to be back in the day in the betas. Some people are saying that's not true. So this is one of those things where a very much live event where we don't have patch notes. I don't know. We'll have to wait for the real patch notes to know for sure. Hopefully, these things get better for Kimberly players on some level. We'll see, I guess. I don't know. Pray. That's all I can say. Now, how about one of the great villains of Street Fighter 6, JP, right? Will he be eating some nerfs? Will he be getting some buffs? Well, little bit of both, it turns out. So, one, his level 2 super, which is everyone will agree, a ridiculous move, right? So, a bit more recovery has been added to the actual move itself. So, say if you get the move off lights, which, you know, JP being JP can very easily do. So he can literally just go into lights, super, crouch medium, super goes off, didn't do whatever combo nonsense anymore, right? The thing about that is, as it's written, he cannot anymore go from a light into level 2 super and then still have time to connect with, like, say, crouch medium punch after the fact, which makes the rest of it combo, right? If you want to combo into level 2 super and then connect more buttons after the fact, you're going to have to hit the heavier button to start with. Now, of course, naturally, this is not a problem for JP, right? Like, he will be able to definitely get the buttons off for sure, right? But it just won't be off lights anymore. Because it's not even just the damage, right? It's the fact that he gets all sorts of setups and pressure after the level 2, what makes it really scary. So at bare minimum, if you want to do it, you have to do it off a much heavier hit. You have to earn a heavier hit versus just, like, you know, basic jabs. There's buffs though. So EX quarter circle forward punch series. This guy here, the one that bounces you off the wall. So it can now combo from lighter buttons than it does before. So like, say, crouch medium punch, right? As it stands, you can cancel into it, but it will not be a natural combo. Now it will be a natural combo. He definitely cannot combo from crouch medium before. It's just not a thing. And apparently on site, as was tested, you can. So that is a buff, right? So yes, characters like JP, characters like Luke will be getting buffs as well. You know, it's not just going to be they're going to cap them at the kneecaps and then throw them over the side. So there we have it. Once again, these are from people who got to play the real life Battle Hub event. They only had about 10 minutes to play, so bless them for using that time to figure out some of the changes. When the real patch notes drop, don't worry, on this channel, we'll break down everything to the most minute detail. We're going to go everything with a fine-tooth comb. I have your backs. Don't worry about that. But it's still fun to see some of the changes as, you know, they kind of trickle down from events like this. So that said, when there is more news, absolutely check the channel. I'll have it all covered for you. But that is the news for now, and that is the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.